the channel. Again, I don't know why I'm welcoming you back, because hardly anyone watches these videos anyway. So, Pokemon Day was this week, and Nintendo finally announced the names of the Pokemon 8th generation games. They are Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. So, what I thought I would do, because I am so excited for these games, is I thought I would rank each generation of starter Pokemon. And if you want to start up in the comments with, how can you judge the starter Pokemon from Sword and Shield? We don't even know what they evolve into yet. Just, get in the bin and let me have my fun, please. I'm so hyped for these games. Basically, what I am going to be doing today is I am going to be ranking each generation's grass, fire, and water starter Pokemon. Now, I was going to do this individually, but that's a lot of Pokemon, and this video would have taken me absolute hours to sort out my rankings and actually film. So instead, I'm going to be ranking each generation, and then I'll tell you which starter Pokemon is my favorite starter Pokemon from that generation. We're going to be going from worst to best, so let's get started. Oh, and before we get started, I'm literally only basing this off of the starter Pokemon, like their names and their character designs. I'm not taking anything into account like evolutions or later types that they get in their evolution line, because obviously I don't know any of that for Pokemon Sword and Shield just yet. So this is done basically on aesthetic reasons alone. Please bear that in mind. And let's get on with the video. So the bottom ranking starter Pokemon for me are the Unova starters. These are Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott. I do not like these Pokemon at all. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I really don't like their designs. I really don't like their names. I just really don't like this generation as a whole. But if I had to pick a favorite, I'm probably going to pick Tepig. One, he's the fire type Pokemon, and it's usually what I end up picking. And two, Tepid is how I would describe my reaction towards this generation of Pokemon, so Tepig seems like an appropriate choice. Next up, we have the Kalos region starters, which are Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. Again, I really don't like these character designs, and the only reason they rank any higher than Unova is that I had to actually put one at the bottom. And unfortunately, I dislike the Unova designs more. As for a favorite from this generation, again, I'm going to pick Fennekin. He is the fire-type Pokemon, and I do have a soft spot for foxes. And of all three of them, he has the most pleasing character design. Okay, now we're actually getting into generations of Pokemon that I actually like. And next up, we have the Sinnoh starters, which are Chimchar, Turtwig, and Piplup. I have, at one point or another, used all three of them as my starter Pokemon. But personally, I really like Chimchar. He has got a really cute design. I love his name. He is a chimp who chars. It's Chimchar. And I really appreciate Pokemon names that are like that. And I really appreciate Pokemon designs that are clearly based off of a real life animal, which is why I really like Chimchar. Next up, we have the Hoenn starters. I, again, really like the designs of these Pokemon. I think they are the most adorable Pokemon in their games. And in a shocking break from tradition so far, my favourite is actually Mudkip. As much as I love Torchic, I think Mudkip's design is ever so slightly better. He's got that cute little dirt face going on, and I just want to squeeze him. Just want to squish. What is wrong with me? So they were the bottom four. Let's move on to the top four. Number 4 is the Alolan region starters. These are Rowlet, Litten, and Popplio. Now, I didn't really like Pokemon Sun and Moon as a game. I feel like it changed too much from the original style of Pokemon, like there were no gyms and the trials weren't really a great replacement for them. But I really like these starter Pokemon. I had a really hard time picking my favorite. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be Popplio. I don't like Popplio at all. I don't get what's going on there. But between Litten and Rowlet, I had quite a hard time choosing. I ended up picking Litten as my favorite from this generation, mostly because I do really like cats, and cats kind of won out over owls for me, which is why Litten is my favorite. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, because we've already reached the top 3, and I've not mentioned the Galar region Pokemon, which are the ones from Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, which were revealed on Wednesday. And that is because I've actually ranked them 3rd. They are 3rd on my list. Breaking news, Ash likes the starter Pokemon in a new Pokemon game. This almost never happens. But I really love the designs of Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. I'm not just saying it because the Galar region is based on Britain and I'm British. I do really like their designs, and I was going to pick Scorbunny as my favourite because he's a cute little firebun who jumps around and burns things. But while I was writing this video, I actually was thinking more about Sobble and how the idea of a little anxious chameleon that doesn't want to have any confrontation and would rather run away and hide. That speaks to me on a visceral level. So for now, Sobble is my favourite from the Galar region starters. So we have 2 regions left. We have Johto and Kanto. Oh, I wonder what's going to be number 1. Well, number 2 is Johto. And these starters are Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile. Again, I had a really hard time trying to pick a favourite from these ones, but it was really obvious to me that they would go second because they are the second generation. They are the second bunch of Pokemon starters that I was introduced to, and I have a lot of nostalgic feelings about them. My favourite is Cyndaquil. Hey, he's a fire boy. I love the fire boys. And as I'm sure you can tell from this video, I do tend to lean more towards picking fire starter Pokemons, which is why Cyndaquil is my favourite. And last but not least, we have the Kanto region Pokemon. These were always going to rank number 1. These guys are your standard Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. I couldn't not put them at the top. They're the first Pokemon starters that I ever had. They are the first Pokemon games that I ever played. And quite frankly, I have to pick Charmander as my favourite for 2 reasons. Number 1, the first ever Pokemon game that I finished with a Charmander as my starter. And number 2, I do have a Charmander tattoo, so I really can't pick anyone else. I love the character design. Again, I really like the name. He's a salamander that chars. He's Charmander. And yeah. And I know I said I wasn't going to include evolutions, but he evolves into goddamn Charizard. So why not? Why wouldn't you pick Charmander as your favourite? But anyway, that is the end of this video. Please let me know your thoughts on who your favourite starter Pokemon are in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please give this video a like, and as always, you can join me next Friday at 8 for the next video.